All right, this is your first week. I'm really excited to get you guys started. This is a 12-week journey. I know that might sound like a long time for some of you guys, but I'm sure that you're gonna be really surprised at how big of a harvest you can get with indoor hydroponics. Even if it's your first time, I'm sure you're gonna get a huge harvest and it's gonna come out great. You're just gonna follow me step by step. But before we jump into our first week, there are a few things that we have to do. Namely, we have to prep our medium, and I'm gonna show you that right now. In the oxygen pot system, the medium we recommend is a mixture of cocoa and perlite. You want a mixture of 3:1 cocoa and perlite. Since the oxygen pot for the 4x4 grow tent has a 6 3-gallon fabric pot, the best way to measure a good mixture is to shovel 3 pots of cocoa and 1 pot of perlite and mix them together. There's a lot of particles left inside the cocoa core that needs to be rinsed out before transplanting in your plants. A hose or buckets of water to pour water into the fabric pot until the runoff is clear. Once all the fabric pots are done, let the excess water drain out completely and start transplanting in your sprouts or clones into your oxygen pot system. So to start our grow, we are going to use clones. I would totally recommend using clones as well, just because with clones you have the advantage of having a more consistent growth and you can meet all of your plants' needs uniformly. If you're picking up clones from a nursery or a collective, you are totally gonna pick up clones that have better genetic traits. Like they're gonna have a more robust growth, they're gonna have a better immunity towards diseases, plus you get clones that are favored to have better fruiting or flowering stages. If you're looking to start your plants from seed, your mileage may vary. Plants that start from seed tend to have a lot of different outcomes depending on sex of the plant and also the flowering or fruiting of the plant as well. I want you guys to remember that boy plants don't make anything but seeds. So to keep things sweet and simple, I would say start with clones. Alright, so the next thing that we have to discuss is water quality. Obviously, we can't grow anything without water, but the quality of water that we use does have a big impact. This is where our ppm meter is going to come in really handy. ppm stands for particles per million, and what this little device does is it analyzes your water and tells you how many foreign particles are in your water. These particles can range from random chemicals to random minerals. If you're using water with a lot of contaminant, that could lock out your nutrients. And we don't want that because we spend so much time and effort to enriching our feed with nutrients. Depending on where you live, you might be able to get away with tap water as long as it's under 30 ppms. But however, that's not always the case. Your best options are to either source your own water by running your tap water through a reverse osmosis filter, or, and here's a helpful tip, just go buy some water. Keep a lookout for filter water shops like this one. They usually sell a gallon of water for 25 cents or less. Bring along your 3 5-gallon buckets and fill them up. Everything should cost less than $3. Not bad. Next, we'll have to add our nutrients. For this, we'll reference the feeding chart on the side of the General Hydro box. We'll be following this feeding chart throughout your grow. For example, we have 15 gallons of water in our oxygen pot reservoir. For week 1, we need 2.5 milliliters of FloraGrow for every gallon of water we have in our reservoir. So we have to simply scale up our nutrients to the amount of water we have in our reservoir. That makes 37.5 milliliters of FloraGrow for week 1. We'll scale up to the rest of the nutrients and add them in one at a time into our reservoir. It is absolutely imperative that you do not premix these nutrients together. These concentrated nutrients have to be diluted first in order for them to work together in harmony. If you mix these concentrates together, it will be absolutely disastrous. I just want you to keep that in mind for now, and I'll explain a little bit more in depth later on. Now that we have our nutrients properly mixed, we have to get our pH to a level where our plants are comfortable with. We can do that with our pH pen that comes in your grow package. But before we do that, we have to calibrate this pH pen. Your pH pen comes in a box that comes with 2 little packets. Fill 3 cups with 250 milliliters of distilled water and mark 2 of the cups. Mark 1 cup 4 and the other cup 6. Take your packet and pour out the content to the corresponding cups. Mix each cup thoroughly and then calibrate your pen to each cup of solution with the little flathead that comes with it. Make sure to rinse off the pen before dipping it into the next cup of solution. Once our pH pen is calibrated, we are going to measure the acidity levels of our nutrient feed. Ideally, we want our feed to be around 5.8. If your nutrient feed's pH is too high or too low, use the pH ups or downs that we provided with you. Afterwards, remember to store your ppm meter and pH meter in water to stop the sensor from drying out. Alright, we are done with week 1. I know that was a lot of stuff to do, plus if you're a newer grower, that was a lot to take in for your first time. But I assure you that all this is going to start to feel like second nature after a week or 2. You guys go out, have a good time, and I will see you guys back here for week 2. Thank you again for watching week 1 of our indoor grow series. At GrowAce.com, we've created these tent packages for beginners who want to start growing indoors the right way. If you've done research on growing indoors, you've probably noticed that there's tons of information out there. Like all growers, you've probably been overloaded with a bunch of misleading or contradicting ideas on the best indoor growing practices. Wouldn't it be great to have someone walk you through each week of your grow cycle, giving you growing tips that actually work and showing you how to make your first harvest as massive as possible? With our weekly step-by-step guide, you'll learn what it takes to set up your garden and become an accomplished yield master by the end of your 12-week grow cycle, whether you're brand new to growing or have a few harvests under your belt. This YouTube series is just a taste of what comes in every grow tent package at GrowAce.com. With each grow tent package, you get a DVD video guide like this series, plus you also get a highly detailed instructional ebook, plus you get your own feeding chart, which all includes an industry-leading warranty. We'll also have weekly video grow guides for all of our soil packages and hydroponic drip system grow packages. When you click on the link below, you'll see that we are currently running our intro prices for our complete grow tent. GrowAce.com is carrying the most affordable indoor grow tent package right now. We also offer financing where you can pay as low as $25 a month plus free shipping. Prices will not be here forever, so do not wait. Click on the link below and see why everyone is growing on their own. Thank you guys for watching.